as the spokesman of the presidency, you are the middleman between the Nigerian public and Mr. President. So my question to you, there are tensions-driven moments, so to speak, such as NSAS, we have economic recession, and insecurity pressures, so to speak. How do you describe the response rate of the presidency to the public tension, if I may ask?
Well, the presidency derives its legitimacy from the people. Without the people voting in the president in the first place, he has no legitimacy. So he is responsible to the people. When the people therefore demand certain things, such things will be considered. But because the presidency is also in government and in power, it has a broader view than people may have at times.
Let me go with the Sunday Igboho saga and the Fulani herdsmen. I'm sure that you're very much aware of the situation, and we also saw that the Ooni of Ife went in a closed-door meeting with the president. Is it safe to say that Nigerians are safe? Or how long is it going to take to tackle this menace? Are we going to sit back and watch fellow Nigerians maim other Nigerians? How safe are we in the Southwest particularly, sir?
While the federal government has an oversight on security around the country, there are also chief security officers in the different states who are the governors. And the governors, I think, are playing that role, particularly on the Fulani herdsmen saga. I don't want to talk about an individual. That Fulani farmers herdsmen saga and quit notice to Fulani led to a meeting between Southwest governors and the stakeholders, the Makban, Mieti Allah, farmers, local communities, and all that. That is the way to do it. Did you see federal government there? No, because under the Constitution is the role of the states. In Nigeria, we have the tendency to think everything rests at the doorstep of the federal government. It's not correct.
I think my other co-hosts have a question for you. Let me start with Marshall. Marshall, what's your question for our guest today?
Certainly. Mr. Femi, it's good to have you once again on the show. Very quickly,
thank you.
I'd like to ask, when you say that the security is nipped in the bud or is not as proliferated as it was in 2015 when this government made its maiden entrance. Even you yourself, while fielding questions very recently to another media, had said that the herdsmen crisis, which you said has always been there, was not as intense as it is right now. So it begs my curiosity as to how to place side by side what you've just said, that the security problem or challenges wasn't as proliferated as it is right now, given especially also the agitations by Nigerians to sack, quote unquote, the Fulanis from Nigeria recently. What would be your submission on this?
Thank you. Like I said on that previous appearance, the issue is even older than the country, and it is still there. But now the tendency is higher because a lot of things has been mixed with it. You have politics mixed with it, you have hatred mixed with it, you have a lot of negative things mixed with the Fulani herdsmen issue. A lot of people who don't wish the nation well, who play politics with security, have delved into it.
I would like to come from the angle where we speak about the common man on the streets. They don't care about light. They don't care about, when we talk about, like we are talking about power, they don't care about power for them. The prices of food items, you know, are skyrocketing on the daily. You know, the electricity company at its worst hiked the tariff, and now people are no longer getting light the way they used to. So I want to really know what the federal government is doing about the common man on the streets.
If there is one president who has the common man at the center of his heart, we know it is President Buhari. The strength of this presidency is actually the common man. That is the strength of this presidency. Because you need to see the president anytime he makes a public appearance. Who are the people that swarm around him? They are the ordinary people. And they are the people you talked about. The tendency among those set of people is that, yes, they want a better Nigeria, but they know that the president is doing his level best for them.
So, Dami, what's your opinion? What do you draw from everything that he has shared with us today? And how do you think that we are moving forward thus far?
Well, if the spokesperson to the president, the spokesman to the president, the man who is in between the president and the masses says that the president loves us, I mean, it's just for us to believe that. That's the only thing we have to hold on to. He says the man, the president is the man of everybody. He's a man of inclusion. I think we will just accept, for the quotes, accept. But really, is it, because when things happen, we truly ask ourselves, do we have a president?
We appreciate what he's tabled to us already. The issue of federal character in appointments, in even these new service chiefs which you mentioned, and how they would discharge their duty, people are still talking about it, to say, and he himself was quoted as saying that right now we don't even have anybody from the South who's competent to handle certain positions as the chief of army staff or chief or defense staff. You know, so these are things that are very questionable. These are things that are bordering on the minds of Nigerians, many of them who feel that what the federal government is dishing out right now from its mouth to the public is nothing to write home about.
Thank you to Mr. Femi Adesina. We have heard from him. We've heard from the presidency, since he's the spokesperson for the presidency. But I also think it would be good for him to take a word back to the presidency, to say, you are not, the people are saying you are not feeling our pulse. Everything he says is just fine. It's okay, but Nigerians are going through. And this is the only nation that most of us have as Nigerians. And we want to be beneficiaries of the wealth that God has blessed this nation with. Nigerians are not asking for too much. They're just asking for the basics.